In this tutorial, I will talk to you about the candy stripe bracelets, and I will explain to you what techniques you can use in order to create different types of candy stripe bracelets, how to create, for example, borders. So as you can see here, these three bracelets have all got a border, and I will explain to you how to use the knots in order to create the borders. As you can see here, we can create bracelets with thin stripes or bracelets that have thick stripes. And I will explain to you how to order your yarns, your cords, in order to create a different type of decoration on your bracelet. I will also explain to you how to create bracelet loops and also how to create the ties for your bracelets so that you can close the bracelet on your wrist. Now if you're ready, let's begin with the first type of bracelet, the classical candy stripe bracelets, where you are creating thin stripes, parallel stripes on your bracelet using different colors of yarn. Now I will show you how to make the classic candy stripe bracelet. Basically, I will take a 70 centimeters long cord. So from here to here, it is 70 centimeters. That is about 27, 28 inches long. As you can see here, I cut the double length of the strings and I created this loop here. And now I will make a loop like this by doing an overhand knot, and I will grab the cords, the yarns like this, and I will order my yarns according to their colors. I will put a black, a pink, a black and a pink cord. And now I will do forward knots on all of these cords. So in order to do a forward knot, I will create the shape of the number 4. I will put my finger under the pink cord. With my nail I will grab the black cord and I will create the first forward knot, and now I will again create a forward knot like this, and I will create the first half knot. So these are half knots, and now by doing half forward knots I have created a full forward knot. Now I will take the second cord and I will make forward knots. I will create the shape of the number 4. I will grab the cord like this, make a half forward knot, and again I'll make another half forward knot. So basically this type of bracelet is very simple to make. Again, on the last cord I will create 2 forward half knots, that is one full half knot, one full forward knot. So I'll make the first forward knot, one knot, then the second forward half knot, and I created another full forward knot. Now I will take the next cord and I will make the same knots. So one forward knot, the second forward knot, one forward knot, the second forward knot, one forward knot, the second forward knot, and I have already created 2 stripes. Let's continue. I will now use the second black cord and make 2 knots, 1 and 2 forward knots, 1 and 2 forward knots. Now I will take the pink cord again, 1 forward knots, 2 forward knots, 1, 2, 1, 2, and as you can see, I already created a few black and pink stripes, and I will continue making these stripes until I finish my bracelet, and then I will show you how to create the bracelet tie and how to close the bracelet using this loop and the tie. So basically, to create the candy stripe bracelet, all you have to do is make forward knots on your cords. And of course it is important to always put the cords in the right order and not mix them up. And now that I have created the last row, the last black stripe of the bracelet, I will create the bracelet tie. In order to create the bracelet tie, I will start twisting the cord like this. So I'm twisting towards the right. And I will also twist the second cord towards the right. So I have twisted both cords to the right, and now I will grab the cords and twist to the left, one cord around the other, like this, and now I will make a knot at the end of the twisted cord. And let's see the finished bracelet. So this is what the finished candy stripe bracelet looks like, with the thin lines, with the thin stripes. So in order to close the bracelet, I will simply put my tie through the loop and I will create a knot. Like this. So this is what the bracelet looks like. So this is what the bracelet, the candy stripe bracelet looks like on the wrist. Now I will show you how to create a candy stripe bracelet, but instead of ordering the cords traditionally, I will order the cords in a different manner so that the stripes of the candy stripe bracelet will be thicker. So I will create two rows of a color, two rows of a color. So again, my cord is about 70 centimeters long from this point to this point. Here so that is about 28 inches long. Here I have the cords for the loop, so I will grab the loop like this and I will create a simple knot, an overhand knot, to create the loop. Like this. Now I have created the loop. I'll grab the loop with my clamp and I will order the cords in a different manner so that I will have two blue stripes, two green stripes, again two blue stripes, two green stripe, and so on. In order to have thick stripes instead of thin stripes, I will create two rows of a color, two rows of a color. So as you can see, I ordered the cords the way they would be ordered in the case of a chevron bracelet. And I will start creating the forward knots that are used for the traditional candy stripe bracelets. So I create the shape of the number 4. I will put my finger under the green cord. I grab with my nail the blue cord, take it out through this loop and create the first forward knot, so 1/2 knot. Again, I grab the cord like this, create the second half knot. So I have a full forward knot here. Now I will do the same on the next cord, 1 forward knot, the second forward knot, and on the last cord, 1 forward knot, the second forward knot. Now I will do the same forward knots with the green cord. So 1 forward knot, 2 forward knots, 1 forward knot, 2 forward knots, and the last 1 cord, 1 forward knot, 2 forward knots. Again with the next cord, so it is important to put the cords in order, especially if you have very many colors and the colors could get mixed. So 1, 2 knots, forward knot. On the next cord, 1 forward knot, the second forward knot, 1 forward knot, the second forward knot. So I have created one thick green stripe. Now let's create the blue stripes, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. I'll take the blue cord, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and again with the green cord, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Let's make another stripe, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and the last 1 and 2. And now let's see from a closer distance what our bracelet looks like, because as you can see our bracelet has started to take shape. So as you can see I have 2 green stripes, 2 blue stripes, 2 green stripes, and I will continue doing those thick stripes. And now let's compare the thin stripes to these thick stripes. So this is what the thin stripes look like, and let's compare the way I ordered the cords. When I created those thin stripes, I ordered my cords this way. One color, the other color, the first color and the second color. So this is how I ordered my cords to create those thin stripes. Now, in order to create the thick stripes, I ordered the colors, like in the case of the chevron bracelets. So I put the blue cords on the sides and the green cords in the middle. So as you can see, depending on how you ordered your cords when you make a candy stripe bracelet, you will obtain different designs. So you can make thin lines, thick lines, and there are also other types of designs that can be obtained depending on the cords that you use and the knots that you create. So I will continue to make those lines on my bracelet, the candy stripes, and once I have reached the desired length for my bracelet, I will show you how to create the tie and how to close the bracelet. Now I have finished the bracelet and I will create the tie. I will take the yarns like this and I will start twisting them in a specific direction. For the moment I twist this cord to the left. I will also twist the blue cord and also to the left. And now that they are twisted, I will twist one around the other, but in the opposite direction, to the right. And now I will make a knot. I will cut. And this is the finished bracelet. So I will put the tie through the loop and I will make a knot. And the bracelet is closed. So this is what the bracelet looks like. And now let's create a candy stripe bracelet with borders. So I will use these cords. Again, the cords are from this end to this end. They are about 70 to 75 centimeters long. That's about 28 inches. I will begin by creating the loop. So I will grab the cords like this and I will create an overhand knot. I will grab the cords and I will order the cords according to the colors. So I will put the borders colors on the sides and the candy stripe colors in the middle. So the two border colors will always remain on the sides, so these cords will never get here in the middle, whereas here I will create the stripes. So on these cords I will be making only forward knots to create the stripes, whereas with these cords I will make a forward and a backward knot on this cord and a backward and a forward knot on this other cord, so that these cords always remain on the sides. So let's start. I will begin by creating the forward knot. So the shape of the number 4, I will put my finger under the yellow cord, grab with my nail the red cord, take it out through the loop and create the first half knot. Again, I will create another knot. This time I will create the backward knot. So I'll create the number 4, but in the mirror. I'll put my finger under the yellow cord. So I will put my finger under the yellow cord, grab the red cord like this, take it out through the loop, and I have made the second half knot, the backward knot, and I created the full knot for the border. And now with these other cords I will create the stripes, making only forward knots. So I make one forward knot, the second forward knot, I put the black cord away, I take the yellow cord, I make one forward knot, the second forward knot, I put the yellow cord away, again I make one forward knot and the second forward knot and put the cord away. And now, as you can see, by using the forward knots I brought the yellow yarn forward until it came here to this point. And now I will create with the red cord a backward knot. So I'll grab the cord like this and make the first half knot and a forward knot to bring, so by using the backward knot I brought the red cord here, so it went backward, and now I'll create the forward knot to bring the cord forward to its initial position. So I make the forward knot, I grab the cord like this, and I brought the red border yarn on its initial position on the outside. And now let's create the next stripe with the black cord. So I will make forward knots with the black cord. One and two forward knots. One and two forward knots on the black cord. I put the black cord away, I have the yellow cord, I make one and two forward knots on the yellow cord, and I also brought the black cord from this point to this point here, so it went forward by using the forward knots. Another aspect that I wanted to mention was that you should be always careful regarding the order of your cords, of the yarns. So if you put the yarns, if you misplace their order, especially if you have many colors and many yarns, then the pattern of your bracelet will not look correctly. So be always careful how you place your yarns so that they are always in order. So now I have created a yellow stripe and a black stripe and also the red border. Let's continue. I will make a forward knot with the border or red cord and a backward knot. I put the cord away, the border cord, and now I create another yellow stripe, one forward knot, the second forward knot on the black cord. I put the black cord away, I take the yellow cord, I make one forward knot, the second forward knot, I put the yellow cord away, I take the black cord and make one forward knot, the second forward knot on the black cord, and I have brought the yellow cord here. And now I will create the border with the red cord. I make a backward knot with the cord. Now I brought the red cord backwards from this position to this position, and now to bring it back to its original position I make a forward knot, so the number 4, and I bring the red cord to its original position on the side. Now let's make another black stripe. So I will begin by using the border color, the red color. I'll make a forward knot, then I'll make a backward knot, I put the cord away, I make forward knots, one forward knot, the second forward knot, I put the yellow cord away, I take the black cord, I make one forward knot, the second forward knot, I put the black cord away, I take the yellow cord, I make one forward knot, the second forward knot, and I brought the black cord here. And now let's see from a closer distance what our bracelet has begun to look like. So as you can see, I have the red borders and in the middle I have the candy stripes. I will continue making those knots until I obtain the length of the bracelet that I need so that the bracelet goes around my wrist, and then I will show you how to make the tie of the bracelet. So as you can see, you can easily create a border to your candy stripe bracelet by always keeping the border cords on the sides. by making backward and forward knots on the cords so that they always remain on their initial position on the outside. And now I have finished the bracelet and I will start creating the tie. So I have these 3 cords and I will braid a tie. I will make the fishtail pattern. I will cross the 2 red cords like this in the middle. Then I will take the black cords from the outside and cross them in the middle, like this. Let's see from a closer distance. So I take the cords from the outside, like this, and cross them in the middle. This way. And now I have created the braiding. Now I will create a knot. Now I will cut the cords. And now let's see the finished bracelet. So this is the bordered candy stripe bracelet. As you can see, in order to create the candy stripes, you make forward knots, whereas in order to make the borders, you make forward and backward knots. So in order to close the bracelet now, I will take the tie, put it through the loop like this, and I will make a knot this way. And this is my finished candy stripe bracelet. And this is what the candy stripe bracelet looks like on the wrist.